Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Final Fantasy XIV Online. Some mail. Okay, let's go check. Thank you for playing. Closes a black chocobo chick minion and a cascadeer uniform voucher. Light eternal flame deep in your heart. Cascadeer uniform voucher. Exchange for one item of cascadeer uniform. I need to help you beat the heat so that you can clean the kitchen. Rumors about her being able to fly are completely without a door, are they? Use this item to acquire the black chocobo chicken. That's not helpful. Congratulations, here's this thing. Good luck. We don't know how to use it either. Heaven forbid we give you instructions on the damn thing. We have been blessed with a rare opportunity, Yamurai, an audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. We are to treat We are to treat with Sir Imeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights in Camp Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, the leader wields tremendous political influence. It would be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Imeric wishes to meet the man behind the legend, I would not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request her permission to accompany me to Courtius. Mayhap you feel this is to be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put under noble use. If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with the stroke of a pen than with the thrust of a sword. A meeting with the Ishgardian ambassador? By all means, I think it a wonderful idea. We have received no reports of etheric disturbances or unusual beast tribe activity of late. If Alfna believes your presence may help him to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. Antecedent, I take it Miamrai has explained the situation. He has, yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with the other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? Would that I knew. The question of their motive is one which that I have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know no more than is generally known. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of the Abulathia's spine, ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which resides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean alliance formed in the wake of Alamingo's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silverstreak Skies. Since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. They have rejected every one of their former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' pleas even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Cartnu, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the alliance at every opportunity. I have explained over and over that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall, as once fell Alamingo. And what have mine efforts yielded? Why not? Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction. I should hope so. Rather than the lowly messengers we have been fobbed off with the past, this time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Of course, I am not so naive as to think that they come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something to desire, though. I have yet to find out what. But as such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiation table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. The Empire will soon be at our doorstep once more. Indeed, you may be assured that I will expound upon this point and others. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead, Miamrai. Our old friend, Lord Harshafont, is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove ourselves useful to our cause. Ah, Mianrai, ever a welcome sight. Our hearths have been stoked to blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do for such a distinguished personage to catch cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. The gesture is much appreciated. I feel I shall ever struggle in cold chimes. Ah, good Master Alphanod. An honor as always. Likewise, Lord Shashfont, forgive us yet another imposition. I fear we have relied too much on your aid since you so generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense. Any debts incurred have long since been repaid. Besides, who can I say what the future may bring? House Fortemps may even seek the aid of our newly formed Crystal Braves. In any case, I am simply delighted that the Holy See is at last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at Snowcloak helped to justify the decision. This recent resurgence in heretical activity is of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand. Sir Imeric arrived in Camp Dragonhead earlier, and I am told he is eager to meet with you at your first convenience. You are doubtless weary from your journey and desirous to rest by the warmth of our hearth. But if you're willing to forego such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside to the intercessory. We will grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. As inviting as your hearth sounds, I think it best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. We have been expecting you. Sir, pray take ease inside, and I shall summon the others.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you. I am Emeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. Your reputation precedes you, Sir Emeric. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
Meow.
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
Meow.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination. Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long. What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Kurthus, the Ixal do not concern us. Their territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry. Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Fortin has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Sir Emmerich, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not, for I require something in exchange. Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
What is the meaning of this?
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked. It was Iceheart, my lord.
What? By the Fury! All our precautions were for naught?
Let's see here. What's next? They seem a lot colder. Just when we're starting to make progress. And to make matters worse, the caravan they spoke of was bound for Revenant's Toll, of all places. Honestly, were I so inclined, I should think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, however, I am not. I would know more than this of this attack, Let us speak with Lord Hodgfont to find out what he has learned. My sincerest apologies for the interruptions, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you'll be so kind as to elaborate. Iceheart's heretics have fell upon the caravan bound for Iblis Toll as it was passing through Boulder Downs. 'Twas an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant every knight was slain, every crate seized. Then as quickly as they appeared, they were gone. It would be an impossible feat without knowledge of the route, knowledge to which only a select few are privy, I assume. Quite. We can pursue that avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scene of the ambush should be our first concern. The trail is yet warm. We must act swiftly, as Lord Hodgfont said, lest crucial evidence be lost. You have an knack for discerning hidden truths, Miamurai. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? An excellent idea. Inform my men of your intent upon arrival, and they will gladly share their findings. Fine. Move along, adventurer. There's nothing for... Hey, Lord Hodgfont, could you speak with us? Then you must be... beg your pardon, sire. As you can see, they left nary a crate behind. Tipped the wagon for good measure, even. The whole thing's a bit odd, if you ask me. Would have been easier just to steal it. Though a damn sight harder to conceal it, I'll allow. Reckon they came prepared, probably with wagons of their own hidden in a way off. Ah, but pay no heed to my ramblings. Absent of proof, 'tis not but speculation. Might as be the squire receiving the crate at the observatorium could tell you something more factual. That is, if he's awake. Unlike myself, he was there during the attack. Not that his presence amounted to much. You come to ask about the attack, haven't you? We came upon them before the entrance of the Hall of the Seven Echoes. Pilgrims we marked them as, lost and ill-equipped for a journey further north. Our leader called out to them, and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached, her silver hair flowing in the wind like melting snow. Just a young girl, I thought, some poor lost lamb in search of salvation. Our leader must have thought the same, else why would he let her draw so close? They exchanged some words I couldn't hear, and she leaned forward as if to kiss him on the cheek. And then he sighed and crumpled to the ground. Didn't know what had happened until I saw the snow turn red. And then there was red everywhere I looked. I tried to fight, but took a blow to my head. And by the time I came to, the others were dead, and the heretics were unloading the wagon. I couldn't... I mean, they'd have killed me, so I just lay still and listened. Iceheart's people spoke of deliverance and resurrection, and they spoke of Shiva. Ah, you've returned. What news have you for us? It seems the Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretic spoke of? Have you not read a single line of the Enchiridion, Master Alphonse? Shiva was a traitor to Kith and Kin, an apostate who lay down with dragons. Now, we can expect all foreigners to know Ishgardian scripture so well, particularly when it comes to the concerns of patron saints of heretics. Wait, you say she is their patron saint? No, it all makes sense now. Lord Tashfot, what was the caravan's cargo? Ah, if I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva as a beast tribe would a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? I shall inform the Lord Commander at once. Lord Tashfot, do you agree that discretion is of paramount concern? Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alphonse. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send word to my brethren in Revenant's Toll. Our entire order must turn its efforts to the prevention of this summoning. Naturally, that includes you, though I'm sure you would not miss this for the world. The persistent attacks on our caravan seemed little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem, to be sure, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks, of course. Now they have my undivided attention. After praising Minfilia of the situation, I shall summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Ramurai, pray join me in Whiteburn front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, the Knights of House Durendia have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It is my hope that they have information which may help us determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drillmont should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there, then. Good luck. Science of the Seventh Dawn wish to join the hunt for Iceheart? Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report I just received, I dare say your timing could be no better. We are all ears, Lord Drillmont. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak. The self-same frozen wall, which we speculate might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirms our suspicions. I have heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of Crystal Braves to White Room Front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. It would be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Such was my intention from the start, Sir Emmerich. And so it begins, my friend, though I dare say it will prove an all too brief collaboration. Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may be a subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Drillmont has one in mind? Yes, yes, excellent. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. Stuff for feet is good. It seems as though we are always one step behind, our quarry ever just beyond our reach. Though I'd like to believe that the tables are about to turn, I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it could yield yet another self-same result. Fortunately, we are not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Guillaume. We have not. The mystery of how the heretics remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might be taken to prevent a similar breach of security in the future. Accordingly, we conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in White Room Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. If this man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause, he will have taken note of the movement of the Temple of Knights and the Crystal Braves, and upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, and at which point he must report to Sir Jean Tremont in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet up with a heretic, do not intervene. Simply watch and listen. I have seen to it the suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. I need a new Xbox controller. This thing's going south. I was using the wireless Xbox One controller, but certain games completely destroy the driver of the Xbox One. It's kind of hilarious. You know, I wanted to switch controllers, but I had to resort to using the 360 controller, the wired controller, because games like Just Cause and Tomb Raider completely hate the wireless Xbox One controller. I'd like them to fix it someday, but probably not. The suspect heretic leaves through the southwest gate. Suspect heretic follows the road east. Bunch of stuff in there. Start utilizing all that. The suspected heretic heads south. Hey, what in the heaven's hells are you? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall, why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your sole duty is to the... Buddy Yucko, lower your voice, or they'll hear us in Whiteborn Front. Yes, of course. Temple Knights are... in Snowclone. This is what you bring to me? We already know about. Our comrades in Boulder Downs will use the tunnels, dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? Well, I'll order an box one wired controller since the wireless solution doesn't work for all games. Which is a real shame, I tell you. I do actually like the 3-stick controller better, strangely enough. I like the resistance on the sticks. I think that's a real failing on the Xbox One's controller. Well, did your investigation bear fruit? I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would that you could have heard their words more clearly. Yet the few snatches you were able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation, and confident they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Downs are key to their plans, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given what you overheard, I fear that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and the heretics in Boulder Downs are planning to use them to take our forces unawares. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of House Dorinda Knights are on patrol in that area, and I shall order them to begin searching for the heretics at once. Knowing nothing of our enemy's numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. I would put my mind at ease if you would... if you would consent to assist my knights with the search. I know they would take courage from the presence of so storied a warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Downs. If Halon is kind, we may catch these heretics before their plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy, Miyamorai. The lives of our allies are at stake. My knights sent no word of your coming, Milrai. What has happened? What is that in your hand? By the Fury! They were veterans with years of service. And now they lie dead in the snow? Their bodies must be recovered and... No, we have not the men to spare. Not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not sufficient number to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Graves. There must be others, and I'll wager they are on their way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traitor you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The portrait you recovered is a timetable of the guardsmen's watches at our outpost in Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicions. Would that we caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see. Of course, it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Durante must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from the Stone Vigil. I can see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. Time is of the essence, Miamurai. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them not if they are cut down ere their swords are drawn. But all is not yet lost. If you leave now, there may still be time to warn them. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Sir Emmerich everything we have discovered. Yamurai, this is a welcome surprise. Perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we have not yet uncovered any hidden... You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. Has Commander Levelier been informed? The Braves must be made aware. It must be here. I am certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? 'Tis but a pity the discovery comes when our enemy has us at such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we may be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. Confound it. This is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skins when we should be rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is. Come here, girl. That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. There will be others nearby. We must see that they are given a similarly warm welcome. Commander Levelier. There has been a development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrance to some half-dozen tunnels after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that is not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Aha! Just as I suspected. Amongst this warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Summon the others. We're going in. A moment, Alphonse. The questioning tunnel is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with certainty where it leads, much less what it is waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if they were to converge at this point after we entered the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as they say, greater numbers would be more hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own alliance would become an obstacle to escape. Ahem. A change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Emmerich and keep the heretics at bay, you will go wherever the tunnel leads. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many, or Papalimo will sulk. The entrance to the tunnel, sir? It's just over there. Had we not seen the heretics breaking the surface, we would never have noticed it. Per Sir Almec's orders, we will stand guard outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. I hate the fact that there's so much content in multiplayer dungeons. Really wish there was something else they could do about it. But this part of the game is old. My understanding is all the expansions are the same way. So everything that you want to do has to be a multiplayer party. You just don't always have time, to wait 26 minutes to have a party join. Required to do these missions. You have to do them in order to progress through the story, in order to get to the other expansions. I really didn't think this thing through, it seems. In the meantime, I need certificate. So I can go up in rank. Let's see, fate's going right here. party to play with. Ah, son of a bitch. all the bunnies. There's somebody actually watching the...
The tales do not do you justice. warrior of light. Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am.
The short skirt?
I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart.
Ooh, so breezy down there. Freeze my ass off.
This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light. I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good. For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
That took longer than I expected. What news, Miyamorai? So, Iceheart is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That she managed to escape is regretful, but from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they will find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit too. 12 be praised, Miyamorai. We may yet turn the situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle. Minophilia and Urianger have been busy perusing the archives of House Fortemps, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report on the day's events, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can assume some people enjoy subjugating themselves to this cold. Whew. Right, why don't we take a little break? This is audap. You've been watching Final Fantasy XIV Online, and me doing badly, of course. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.